provides a variety of services, and all of them are in keeping with our mission to serve and work with low-income seniors in Chicago.
Elderly people, I mean, we're living longer. I'm elderly now. They need to feel part of a community.
I always think that young people should talk to old people and should learn about their history, their life.
Good Life Senior Residences is perhaps another way of saying intergenerational shared living. The motto of Good Life Senior Residences is privacy when you want it, assistance when you need it.
Maintaining people's independence and autonomy to the greatest degree possible for as long as possible, while helping people live with dignity and joy.
They have plenty of activities like art museum, flower shows. We have nice dinners and stuff. Have to watch the calories.
Had a couple surgeries while I was here, and to recuperate after that, I mean, I felt like I was in a spa, because there was always someone there wanting to know, do you need a cup of tea, something to eat?
The intentionality of being connected here is just very, very strong. And it's of people of all different ages, of all different backgrounds.
The resident assistants, people who live and work in the building.
Anna does most of the work. I like to swoop in at the last minute and help put in the final pieces.
Yep.
I've helped seniors get into their phones. That's actually one of the most popular things with me, is helping them with technology.
I'm an empty nester, and so I haven't had anybody to cook for. This has allowed me to build relationships that were lacking in my life.
These aren't just people I'm passing every day. I'm actually growing in with them. We're building relationships.
I live at Pat Crowley House. I live there with our family.
Hey, Henry! Enjoy.
My child benefits from having all those different adults at different stages in their life.
Well, there's nothing like having a young soul around here.
I-20.
Keep calling him.
I'm always amazed at the complexity of human beings.
What, you got 2 cards?
Yes, indeed. You know how I do it, Mike. Now you know how I do it.
You gotta hedge your bets, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we think about seniors and we think about apple pie and grandma, and like, you gotta get rid of that idea right away when you come here.
Hi, sweetheart.
Something about that don't sound. What's y'all up to?
Yeah, we disagree.
Yeah?
That's what we do.
That's all.
Yeah,
Have fun.
crazy stuff
That's
like
all.
that.
Yeah.
But that's exactly like being in a family.
Yeah, that's the family stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's really been great to see how home has evolved.
Pat Crowley House came into being 40 years ago. The vision, again, of Michelle and Lilo Salmon. There's Lilo.
Yeah, look at him. She's probably trying to talk to him as to how you're going to move.
What they witnessed was older people living in terrible housing conditions, where they may have been paying 80% or 90% of their incomes just to live in a basement apartment. So they realized, well, what if we didn't just visit the elderly? What if we actually all lived together in one place?
My mother, of course, who was very involved in the founding of H.O.M.E with Lilo and Michelle Solomon, she mentioned that they were looking for a building. And I said, well, would you believe I know about a building?
Can you tell me a little bit about the namesake of the building?
I think he would have been thrilled that this home was being named after him. He probably never would have said thrilled. That's
No.
my word. But he would have been very, very happy.
What would have been his word?
Oh, I'm not worthy of that. You know, I think a little bit. And then he would have smiled and said, oh, but it's very, very good.
Many of the elderly people here are poor. and most of them have health problems. But not one of them is alone.
It was so exciting to be the first, because this model was probably the first in the country to use this kind of intergenerational, but also an existing building that was modeled and turned into intergenerational housing for low-income elders.
I love reading about the old days when things were completely wild and woolly around here.
At Party House, it was a real nice family feeling.
It was just what I liked, with all the sunlight coming in the windows and everything.
For the last 17 years, I lived in an apartment where there was no back door, a porch or anything. And I just loved the back porch. I really felt at home.
Thank you for blessing Edgewater with your presence for so many years and developing a loving community here.
I think what we envisioned 40 years ago, and maybe what can happen still, is that we have a Pat Crowley house in every ward in the city of Chicago. So let's work toward it.
Home represents a whole way of life.
I'm very grateful for being my age and being here, because I could have been somewhere else.
I just think they're the best.
It's fabulous. It's the way it should be.
A vision of life in which people are integrated by age.